This is 7 News, the voice of the border.
Tonight, the Shadow Minister for Women slams plans for a strip club in a family area of Albury. Hot rods, classic and custom cars on show in Bright. And a gym owner weighs in to a Christmas appeal helping needy families.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. The Shadow Minister for Women has slammed plans for a strip club in one of Albury's main streets. Susan Lee says the proposed club is disrespectful to women and says it's a red flag that the developer thinks it's handy to have law enforcement nearby.
An ambitious proposal which has the community up in arms.
This will be a big step back if a business that can degrade women be in a premises like that. It's just not the right thing to do.
I want women to be safe at work and I want them to be respected, not just in their workplace but across the community.
Today, Shadow Minister for Women and Farrer MP Susan Lee has slammed a development application for a strip club in the heart of Albury.
We don't want a facility that disrespects women, that creates issues for our police and that is against the family-friendly character of our town.
The contentious proposal has left neighbouring business owners outraged.
We've come a long way in regards to adult entertainment places like this, especially being in a CBD. If it was going to go ahead, I'm sure a lot of businesses would prefer it to be somewhere else.
The location is just one of the major concerns expressed to council.
We've got to make any decision based on planning grounds, and that's a whole heap of stuff, one of which is the public interest. So that's clearly an issue that the people have brought up, that it's not in the public interest.
This location is far enough away from any places of worship, schools, daycare centres. It's already in the centre of other licensed venues.
But developer Tamara Dixon says being opposite the police station and employing strict protocols and security will deter any misconduct.
We won't stand for any antisocial behaviour, any degrading of both the men and women, because it's not solely just a female adult entertainment venue.
Nearby businesses have started a petition against the development, which already has around 250 signatures. But Ms Dixon has also started her own for the proposed strip club, which has around 300 people supporting the plans.
Albury's approved one in the past. The New South Wales State Government has already approved for such venues for New South Wales. I'm happy to work in though and negotiate any terms with surrounding businesses.
The proposal will likely be put forward for councillors to have the final say early next year. Claire Sienta, 7 News.
The former Federal Health Minister has weighed in on the Borders hospital debate. Susan Lee says there are options that should be on the table which aren't being considered at all. Let's bring in Claire Sienta now. And Claire, what more can you tell us?
Maddie, Susan Lee says she'll throw her support behind a summit proposed by Wodonga Council to discuss Albury Hospital's redevelopment. The former Federal Health Minister says she thinks it's a good idea to have all players at the same table discussing what's best for the Borders Health Service. Ms Lee also suggested a partnership with the private sector should be one option on the cards.
There's a range of different models, but a public-private partnership is something we need to consider seriously. The details of what that looks like and who pays what and who operates the hospital and under what conditions is obviously subject for further discussion.
The council is planning to host representatives from all levels of government next March to tackle the Borders' growing health crisis.
Thanks for the update, Claire. That's Claire Sianta reporting there for us tonight. A Henty teenager has been assaulted, launching a major police investigation. The 16-year-old boy was attacked by an unknown man in a laneway behind Sladen Street last Wednesday. Police were called to Henty Hospital to find the teenager suffering a concussion and stomach injuries. Anyone who witnessed the incident or has any CCTV is urged to come forward. Thousands flocked to northeast Victoria over the weekend for Bright's 31st annual Rod Run. Hundreds of cars from every vintage, colour and design filled the streets of Bright for the weekend. It was a huge economic boost for the region, with around 20,000 car enthusiasts from all over the state strolling the streets and checking out the cars on show. Planning is now underway for next year's event. A Wodonga gym owner is putting down the weights and picking up donations for children doing it tough this Christmas. It's part of an annual gift drive that'll help thousands of struggling border families wake up to presents under the tree this year.
Swapping the gym gear for gifts. PT Fitness gym owner and father of 5, Nick Conway says waking up to no presents under the tree is a heavy weight nobody deserves to bear.
They would struggle to comprehend what it would be like to wake up without presents under a Christmas tree. So on the flip side, I'd put myself in some people who are doing it tough shoes and recognise how important it is.
In its 4th year, Mr Conway says he's seen the increase in gift donations at his gym, hoping for an even larger participation this year.
We really push it, and our members and also people from all around Wodonga realise this is a place where they can drop off presents, and we've hopefully made a big difference in a lot of people's lives, and this year we hope it's even more.
Junction Support say demand for their service is only increasing, with 180 Wodonga families in need of Christmas presents last year.
We've serviced nearly 1,000 more clients in the last 12 months than we did the previous year. So I think the need for a Christmas drive to get presents for children and young people this year is needed now more than ever.
Ms Shirley says a tightening housing market is to blame for increasing need in support.
If you look at how many houses are available in the Wodonga area, it's getting smaller and smaller. So I think the service requirements are just going to increase. I can't see it getting any smaller.
Those willing to donate can visit one of the 5 donation sites across the border. New unwrapped gifts are encouraged so long as they're appropriate for kids and teenagers. Cash donations and gift vouchers are also welcomed. Phoebe Worthley, 7 News.
The state government has amended the anti-discrimination law to now include religion. While many feel racial vilification laws are not necessary in such a tolerant community, the law will offer protection if it's needed as religious tensions rise across the world.
The amendment to the Anti-Discrimination Act makes it unlawful to, by public act, incite hatred towards a person or group because of their religious belief. A public act includes any form of public communication or conduct, verbal and non-verbal.
Yeah, well, I don't think that there's any place in our society for hate speech or contempt of particular groups, no matter what their ideas are.
It's a timely change with parts of the country divided over the Israeli-Hamas war.
It has shocked me, as we've seen the tensions of the Gaza and Israel situation all around the world. It certainly feels to me that there's a need to ensure that all groups can peacefully protest and peacefully promote their ideas.
So far, discrimination on the basis of religion is not something that has affected the Riverina's Christian community.
Personally, I don't think that there's any discrimination against Christian groups, particularly in our region.
A view shared by the Muslim communities, however, they do say they welcome the law.
We definitely believe this is a wonderful law which would protect any intolerance in the society and bring probably respect and inclusiveness moving forward.
A member of Wagga's Indian community says inviting the public to their cultural events is a great way to ensure the community stays connected.
Because if you mix with the other groups, then our national unity will be stronger.
Jacinta Cunahan, 7 News.
Sunshine Walk organisers have a skip in their step after a successful campaign raising thousands of dollars for cancer. Locals walked for nearly 4 hours from the Tigers Club to Sumshin Gardens for the annual Sunshine Walk. This year's walk paid tribute to the late John Watson, a core ambassador of the Sunshine Walk for many years. In its 4th year, the event has exceeded expectations with over 800 walkers and 64 teams, with funds going directly to the Albury-Wodonga Regional Cancer Centre.
Today I can say that we've hit the $150,000 mark, which is just amazing in 24 hours. The lines are still open for a couple more weeks, so we can take in those last few donations.
The Trust is aiming to hit $170,000 with donations closing in 2 weeks' time. Well, Kirsty joins us now with a look at today's weather. And Kirsty, a very hot weekend, warm today, but not quite as warm as it was.
Yeah, that's right, Maddie. Hello to you and good evening, everyone. Certainly much like our weekend, it's been a sunny Monday. As Maddie said, those temperatures soared well into the high 30s on Saturday. Today, returning back to our November averages with maximums around the mid to high 20s. Beechworth's top was 27 degrees, while in Culcairn we had that maximum of 28. Lighter winds across the region too that did chop and change direction, with our fire danger sitting at a moderate level. Clear skies in Albury 26, and for Falls Creek a cool night 1 degree, a maximum of 16. Tomorrow looking relatively overcast. We are otherwise expecting quite a settled week on the forecast. I'll have those details after sport, Maddie.
Thanks, Kirsty. See you in a couple of minutes. Still to come in 7 News, claims wild horses are damaging the ozone layer, and the power of showing you care on World Kindness Day. Welcome back. A new study has found Kosciuszko National Park's Brumby population is contributing to an increase in carbon emissions. The study's report reveals that feral horses are destroying mossy wetlands known as peatlands, which have stored carbon dioxide for thousands of years. Researchers say it's critical that the peatlands be protected and restored.
Where there's still water coming in to those ecosystems, the vegetation can grow back and they can start to become carbon sinks again.
The revelations come in wake of the state government's decision to reduce the national park's Brumby population through aerial culling. Border volunteers are marking World Kindness Day with this year's theme, Acts of Kindness and Goodwill. Locals are also getting behind the cause, spreading cheer from both sides of the counter.
A day for compassion, support and generosity. World Kindness Day is a pivotal calendar date at St Matthew's Church.
I believe kindness is incredibly important because of the world that we live in. I think we all need to be gentler and more mindful of other people and ourselves.
In a nod to this year's theme of kindness and goodwill, the church has opened its doors, welcoming all inside. Although kindness can be shown in many ways, Ms Chick says it's as simple as starting a conversation.
It's a wonderful opportunity to meet people when they come in to do some shopping, hear their stories, talk about what they're up to, what we're up to, and I think it goes a long way to making people feel connected.
Meanwhile, at Vinnie's, the number of people relying on the kindness of others is increasing.
We were getting about 20 before COVID. Now we get 40 and more a week. And that's a lot for one organisation. But we are able to help them in some way and make their day a better one, which is what we aim to do.
And there's a similar sentiment towards the power of listening.
A problem shared makes it a bit easier for them. And we always hope to let them go home knowing that we're here. They can come back and come for help and come for talk.
The good word making its way to the streets.
I will just be walking around with a smile on my face and making sure everyone is aware that it's World Kindness Day.
If somebody fell down or somebody if needs some help, definitely I am always open to do that, and I never miss that, never ever miss that.
With hopes kindness will stay in the air this festive season.
Working retail coming into the Christmas season, the kindness towards us and towards the customers it helps keep the cheer up always.
Phoebe Worthley, 7 News.
Still to come in 7 News, a return to form with a great run chase and Albury's breakthrough win in men's water polo.
Tomorrow on Sunrise, beat the holiday rush and fly away on time every time.
Your exclusive first look at the airport game changer for millions of Aussie travellers.
See you in the morning.
Hello again. Albury has produced an impressive run chase to deny Wodonga their first win of the cricket season. And there was plenty happening across round 6 with 2 centuries and a new premiership favourite emerging.
On a wicket no one knew exactly what it was going to do, Wodonga won what was thought to be a crucial toss. Openers Chris Fury and Mitchell Dineen looking comfortable at the crease.
Pulled away, and that's behind square for 4 runs. Beautiful shot.
But with the score on 32, Albury introduced spin with Joel Montgomery striking immediately. First, Deneen went for 17 before Brad McMillan held a sharp chance to dismiss Isaac O'Neill for a duck.
Oh, he's got another one. Sharp catch. Montgomery turning it on here from the Montgomery end.
Fury eventually out for 62 with Jack Gilby launching 3 big sixes late as Wodonga was all out for 172. At halfway, Wodonga looked in the box seat, but that was until Albury started to bat. Vice-captain Dom Stockdale and captain Ross Dixon punishing Wodonga's young opening bowlers.
Stockdale, great punch through. That'll be 4 runs.
Stockdale particularly destructive, hitting 15 fours as he and Dixon put on a century first-wicket partnership.
Stockdale nearly kills his teammate, but slaps that down to long on for 4.
Perhaps his best innings in the league, Stockdale also launched 1-6 on his way to an unbeaten 93 from 89 balls. Dixon playing second fiddle, but no less entertaining with 5 fours and a 6 in his 39.
Sort of shot by Dixon. Save your legs.
Dixon the only man out with the score on 139, Wodonga captain Bryce Garvey taking the wicket. Oliver Holt finishing off the innings in style with a second ball 6 before adding another 2 sixes in a quick-fire 24. Albury home by 9 wickets with 24 overs to spare. 4 wickets to Zach Nichols wasn't enough for New City, while Raiders and St Pat's batsmen had a nightmare at Berrily Park. Belvoir are new premiership favourites after replacing Lavington at the top, with Matt Tom and Ayush Verma scoring centuries for East Albury.
To Hume cricket now, and Waller has won the battle of the unbeaten sides, defeating Osborne by 35 runs. Meanwhile, Trenai Anson took 4 for 10 and Brocklesby Byron Buddick's win, while the Rocks' Todd Hannum was the round star with an unbeaten century. An upset in district cricket with Eskdale winning their first game of the season against the previously undefeated Dedarang. And after day 1 in Wangaratta and District, Yarrawonga Mulwala are in a good position for outright points, while Beechworth have set Ovens Valley an imposing total. To water polo, and Albury Tigers have broken through for their first win of the men's season. It was another nail-biting finish in a season shaping as one of the best in recent years.
Albury's record this season not truly reflective of the talent they have in the pool. Their defence keeping Sharks scoreless for the first quarter as Tigers opened up a 3-goal lead.
Under all sorts of pressure in the wing, he wants Fagan. Gets him. Good show of strength.
Sharks getting busy in the second term, scoring the first 2 goals while denying Albury a number of attacks. Sharks cutting the margin to just 2, heading into half-time.
Svensson. To Gould. He fires, and they're back-to-back again.
The last time the pair met, the match ended in a draw with the final shot of the game. This match looked headed for a similar finish as Albury maintained a 2-goal lead heading into the last.
Once Will Gould. Oh, well done.
Tom Duck scoring early in the last looked to have put the game to bed, but Sharks weren't done with yet. 2 quick goals setting up a thrilling finish again, but this time Albury got up 7-6.
Sharks are a man up. Kelly. Now to the Clark.
In the women's pool, Pirates have held off a fast-finishing Tigers outfit thanks to a blistering first half.
Gliding her way through the pool, virtually unabated. Turns her opponent inside out. Human turnstile action at that.
Pirates led 6-2 at half-time before Albury came to life in the third. The Tigers scoring twice to cut the margin to 3. Catherine Shelley outstanding with 2 goals for the match.
In here, the Johnson. Neatly kicked out Shelley. One-on-one with the keeper. Beats her.
Pool Pirates, though, powering away in the last to win 10-5. Meanwhile, Sharks have produced their brutal best to thrash Stingrays.
Just puts herself around that goal, flicks it out to Twyford for 2 in a row.
Sharks relentless in an 18-2 win, Leah Dodd scoring 11 goals.
Still to come on 7 News, Kirsty Fitzpatrick has your weather forecast. That's up next.
Good evening, everyone. Across Victoria, cool southwesterly winds are sweeping over the state as well as into parts of New South Wales. Throughout the week, we are expecting stable and settled weather thanks to a high-pressure ridge that will extend across the state. A high will then take over once again on Friday with sunshine for most as we head into the weekend. Upcoming rainfall will again predominantly fall into New South Wales. Victoria instead looks to remain mostly dry, certainly for those of us across the northeast over the coming coming week. On now to our Tuesday weather forecast, and we are expecting some overcast conditions tomorrow. Otherwise, a nice settled November day with light winds and those temperatures sitting around the low to mid-20s for most of us. 24 on the border following double digits overnight. Similar conditions in Shepparton, 10 overnight to a top of 22. Around parts of the high country, there is about a 50% of a chance of a shower, no more than just about a millimetre or two. Temperatures do look to stabilise for most of the coming week before peaking again over the weekend. The middle of our working week on Wednesday bringing mostly sunny skies. Cobram 27 and Wagga up to 28 degrees. A bit of a cooler southwesterly wind that could become fairly breezy at times. Beechworth partly cloudy and 23, and Wangaratta a top of 25. Into Thursday, those winds will remain strong in the morning, up around 30 kilometres an hour. A nice settled day for most of us though, as Corryong reaches the mid-20s, Mansfield the low 20s and the high teens for most of the high country. A slight shower to the east once again, no more than about a 10% chance for Omeo with a maximum of 18 degrees. Looking ahead now, at this stage it's not until Saturday when we start to see those temperatures peaking again and even into the 30s potentially by Sunday. That slight chance of a shower, particularly in the high country, otherwise looking fairly settled and stable for the week ahead, Maddie.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Thanks, Kirsty. See you later. And now let's take a look at the region's petrol prices. The Albury Liberty has unleaded at $1.87 with diesel at $2.07. Across the border, you'll find unleaded for $1.79 and diesel for $2.03 at the West Wodonga APCO. And you'll be set back $1.92 for unleaded at the Rutherglen Richards station, with diesel going for $2.09 at the How Long BP. And that's your local news for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can catch up at our website or, of course, at 7plus. 7 News from Melbourne is coming up next. Have a lovely night. We'll see you again tomorrow night from 6 o'clock. See you then.